there. All nations. Turn the radio off. Let's get going. Yeah. The only reason why we're doing this is so you are not such a butthead. I am so very tired. Not only did we wake up like 3 hours late, maybe that's a lie, not 3 hours, 2 hours late. Like we slept in, not even, it wasn't even 2 hours, I guess about an hour. We slept in an hour. But then, kids must be out of school today. Because there's a lot of kids wandering around. I heard them earlier too. That tells me that maybe they're out of school now. Oh, my foot itches all of a sudden. Like the front part of my ankle for some reason. But I've also, after drinking my cup of coffee, which I unusually drank the full cup of coffee, I don't normally, but I did anyways. I fell asleep twice after drinking my cup of coffee, just sitting on the bed. And so we're just, I know that if I don't do something with her, she's going to be a bugger all day. So we are just going to go do the short 2-mile loop out here and call it good. Plus the weather is starting to break finally after the last couple days. Cancel. After the last couple days. Hopefully my thing didn't end. It looked like it was trying to end and I was able to hit cancel on it. Which I don't know why, because I wasn't close to the button. Oh, I was so tired. We didn't get back until really late last night. And then, because we were driving back home so late, before we left Great Falls, one, I filled up because the gas was about 15 cents a gallon cheaper up there. But two, I had to get some caffeine. I was not going to make the drive back without some sort of caffeine. So we drank some caffeine to keep me awake. And then it ended up, it definitely kept me awake, that's for sure. So I didn't get to sleep until after midnight. Good morning, Andre. Well, it's good morning for me. Not for you, but it is for me. But luckily the clouds have broke a little bit. I checked the snow levels last night as these clouds were coming through because I really wanted to do Casey Peak. I haven't been able to look over that direction to see what Casey Peak is looking like. But all around the state, the snow level is at 6,000 feet. So I'm going to guess and say that Casey Peak has probably got at least a couple more, quite a bit more snow on it. So I don't know if that's going to be possible. 6,000 feet would be just over the top of, like, say, Mount Helena or Scratch Gravel Peak. Or Mount Ascension even. It's good evening there, yeah. Yeah, I knew it definitely was a little bit later there. Yeah, pretty much every peak around us once you get past the 3 local mountains here, are above 6,000 feet. So everything else should have got snow. And the radar looked like it was snowing, so everywhere around us. my mom has a cat, and it's not necessarily the cat that like makes my allergies go crazy, but the fact that she's old and has a hard time doing things, and so her house isn't necessarily the cleanest. So there's probably like 9 months worth of cat dander all over her little apartment that she lives in. And that is what is making, I'm still recovering from with my nose. Like, even my dog's eyeballs were starting to get a little bloodshot and red yesterday by the time we left. Hers are, she's okay now. Woke up this morning, you're like, hey, redness in your eyeballs. You got an eye boogie though. I can see it. Jeez, people, I'm doing freaking 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. These guys are like riding my ass like I'm doing 5 miles an hour. Speed limit's 25 here, and I'm doing like 32. Without putting, because it's downhill, so it's just the natural what my car's trying to do. And these guys are like just riding my ass. But anyway, this is just gonna be a really short stream. I'm so tired that we're just gonna do the lower 2 mile loop just to get her some exercise, because otherwise she will be unbearable all day until I get enough, wake up enough to be able to do something, which won't be until tonight. So tonight we'll do something. Maybe we'll go out to do the big 4 mile loop. Or we might just go do something else. Who knows? Oh, I didn't put sunglasses on. It's all of a sudden got really bright out here, and every car is facing me with the sun reflecting on every part of their vehicle. You're also going running now? Nice. Mine will be more of a walk than a run. Kind of cool. You can see like the lines, like the actual bands of the clouds that have come through. Yeah. Oh, this guy's gonna. Oh no, he's got it. All of a sudden, there was a semi turning in front of me with an extra long trailer, and I'm like, oh great, he's probably gonna smash into me. Oh, he had plenty of room to make the turn. Whew. I got so much stuff to get done today too. I have to make like 3 phone calls, which alone doesn't sound like a lot, but each one of those phone calls is going to take a long time. Oh yeah, Continental Divide got some snow. That's for sure. You can see it. What's this guy doing? We're going to take a chance and go. Oh, sure. Of course, as soon as I start to go, then the light changes. Oh, it's okay. Oh, sweet girl, my shoulder is killing me. She leans against my arm and my elbow with all of her body weight. And so 3 hours of driving yesterday like that, and my shoulder hurts. Yeah. Okay, why do you keep doing that? Just sit there. There's no traffic coming. I don't even know why you're doing that. And here we go again. Getting off of me. No, you're not doing that. You scratched the fuck out of my leg yesterday. You're not doing that again. snow too. What is your deal this morning? You need to be able to see the road. Does he want us to crash head on into somebody? Thank you. Digging your claws into my leg because it still hurts from the scratches you put on me yesterday. The upper parking lot, which is fine. Go in there. Lots of construction vehicles up here for some reason. What are these guys doing? I'm so confused. Like they're doing laying fiber optic, but they've already laid fiber optic up here. You got a guy coming from this direction. Oh, he's going right there, I guess. Okay. These guys are going straight through the underneath the railroad, it looks like. Yeah, they are. Okay, so all these are construction vehicles. I was like, maybe we need to go down to the other parking lot because there's so many people here. No, this is all construction people. Which makes me happy because now you have that guy sitting there in his freaking big ass RV. He has all this commotion going on. Other than that, there's only two vehicles here. I mean, there's only two people utilizing the trails, or two vehicles utilizing the trails, let's put it that way. There's like 9 vehicles here, but they're all, looks like they're the utility company vehicles. Okay. Much of a breeze, that's good. Oh yeah, it's not too bad out here. Pretty nice. It's pretty nice. And Alex is probably gonna wanna go say hi to everybody over here. She's like, there's people. All these peoples. I must go say hi to these blue collar workers. Go ahead and stay here though. You stay here. not all over my face. Can't tell. I just talked about how it was no breeze out here. Now that breeze is kicking up and it's chilly. That is really chilly. Good morning, Rico. Well, it's still good morning. It's still morning for me. Where'd my dog go? Oh, there she is. I had to make sure she wasn't over flirting with the construction guys, because she would do that. She would do that. Okay, let's change cameras. Pretty rough, but doable. It was really windy here, and then it's supposed to be a lot nicer. You see the clouds are actually breaking up now. It was snowing all night above 6,000 feet here, but it's pretty much breaking up, so we're good to go. Why is my gimbal not behaving all of a sudden? Okay, now it's working. Your easy run today. Is what it is, yeah. Well, I am very, very tired because we didn't get back from Grandma's house until about midnight last night. Well, I guess it was before midnight, but because I had to take caffeine, I didn't get to sleep until almost 1 o'clock in the morning. There's no way I was gonna make the drive back here if I didn't stop and grab some caffeine. And so then we woke up late. I drank my cup of coffee. So I usually wake up somewhere around 5. I didn't wake up until 6:30, and then it took me like 20 minutes to get out of bed, and so then I didn't even get my cup of coffee until, you know, probably around 7:10ish. I drank my cup of coffee like pretty fast even. And I was like, kept falling asleep while I'm drinking my cup of coffee. Take over Charlie today. Filled up on Grandma's cooking. No, she doesn't cook. No, she does not cook, because it's my mom. It's her grandma. My dog goes grandma. Growing up, I was the one that did all the cooking, because my mom isn't. I mean, she's an okay cook, but I almost went to culinary school to become a chef. I got accepted into CIA in New York. Almost went, but I just couldn't come up with the funds. Like, I had scholarships to go and everything, but it was too much money. And this is after I already went to college for at least a couple years. Not taking cooking classes in college. Yeah, I wanted to go to the Culinary Institute of America. I was going to do their 2-year program over there in Great Cliff, New York. I think it's Great Cliff. It's right on the Hudson River. I've been there. I went and visited it. Heck, I even went back there after I was married. Me and my ex-wife, we used to go back into the New England area to see the fall colors every year, because that was right like our anniversary trip every year. I even took her there because they have a restaurant there, you know, for the school programs. Because part of it is, you know, not only, you know, are you learning to be a chef, but also if you do the longer program, there's like a whole bunch of restaurant management type stuff in there. So they have a restaurant there just so people can learn. But it's really cheap food. But because they're training to be, you know, 5-star chefs, this is the premier culinary school in the U.S. It's like, you know, Michelin star quality food for pretty cheap. So whenever we'd go back there, if we were in the area, we'd always stop there and eat. Plus, just down the road from there was probably my favorite diner in the U.S. called the Ever Ready. That was a like super awesome experience at that diner. Wow. Now that sun went behind a cloud. It is freezing out here. It's 47 degrees, so it's not really cold, but it sure does feel cold. Even if you wanted to be. Not these small RC type meals. Well, you gotta remember though, like most of like when you're doing like the small little tiny things like that, it's for like a 7-course meal. So it's not like you're just getting like this tiny little thing. It's designed to be like this whole experience. I think of like the heck is the famous place in Napa, the French Laundry or something like that it's called. That's like a 12-course meal. So yeah, all the portion sizes are tiny, but you're gonna get full up because it's multiple courses. Ooh-wee. I'm so tired. Like this is wearing my ass out, and this is only like a 3% grade. Oh, Nahri's up here. Looks like she's gonna try and make friend. No, she's gonna help. Couldn't tell. She was gonna go around. The guy was willing to pet her, but she avoided him. I think she wants me to. Well, there's no thing. She wants to go to the top of the mountain, but we're not doing it. I did not have that energy level today. Not even close. Morning. Not even close. Like maybe later we could possibly do it, but I think I wore the wrong shoes this morning too. But my foot was feeling good, and I put on my most cushiony shoes, knowing that we're just going to do this. I was like, I don't need anything technical, so they're a road shoe, super soft and cushiony, and I can feel my foot now. Definitely a wrong choice for my foot. Or it could just be the fact that I'm it's okay to be tired after freezing ground. Yeah. Being around my mom is exhausting enough, and then getting home super late definitely doesn't help. Like I could definitely tell. So I've been like, I don't know, like 6-8 months ago, I got a message from one of her friends with a little bit of concern about my mom's memory. So my mom's old. She's so old. I have 2 older brothers. I am like way younger than both of them. So I came along late in life for them, for both my parents. If my dad was alive, he'd be 90. What, 90? 90? I think he'd be 90. He passed away like 12 years ago or something. But anyways, like I can, she serves about her memory and stuff, and like her sister, well, one of her sisters passed away pretty early from cancer, but her oldest sister just finally passed away not too long ago, and she had dementia and stuff pretty bad. And I'm, after yesterday, now I see exactly, because before I was like, well, I just spent time with my mom. I didn't see anything. Like, I didn't recognize anything. After yesterday, I definitely recognize signs now. It's like, well, that's too bad. And I know that my brother that lives up there went to her doctor's appointment, the last doctor's appointment she went to, just to make sure that they could bring up with the doctor about that kind of stuff. So they're keeping an eye on it, but I don't know if she's had the cognitive test done or not. My mom has stuff. Yeah, your grandma's struggling with Alzheimer's, yeah. It was like, it would be stuff in the same 5-minute period. She would ask me the same question 3 times, and I'd answer her, and then I'd be like, Mom, you've asked me that question like 2 times. No, I haven't. You literally did 30 seconds ago. And like when we went out to eat, I was driving and we got to the restaurant parking area, and I turned the vehicle off, and it was raining, so I had the wipers on, and the wipers, when I turned the engine off, they stopped halfway up the windshield. And before we got out of the vehicle, my mom goes, why are the windshield wipers like that? And I go, because that's where they were when I turned the vehicle off. And then we come back after eating, and we were in there for a little over an hour. And first thing she does when we get in the vehicle, why are the windshield wipers like that? I go, Mom, I told you before we left. That's how they were when I turned the vehicle off. I never asked that. This is the first time I've noticed it. I guarantee you did ask me this. So I guarantee she has something going on, which is unfortunate. But I mean, my mom, I'm actually surprised she's lived as long as she has already. So just from other issues. And it's like, like at the restaurant, she's like, before we went there, she's like, oh, I got to introduce you to everybody. And I go, is there new people that work there? Because you've introduced me to everybody there like 4 or 5 times now. No, I haven't. And then we get there and it's the exact same like waitresses and stuff that have been there for the last 2 years. It's like, Mom, we've been here like 12 times since then. And even the waitresses are like, yeah, we've met. I've met him before. And she's like, oh, really? Yeah. Hard to deal with the repeated questions. Yeah. Well, I hear the same stories day after day after day too, and it's things that have, like, she talks like they just happened, and it's like, that was 2 years ago, Mom. And my brother, he's doing better now, and it's probably because I yelled at him. He's doing better now than he was, but he lives like a mile and a half away from her, and probably lucky if he sees her once every 3 months. And it's like, he doesn't work. Yeah, he's too busy. Yeah, he's too busy sitting on his ass playing video games every day is all he's doing. And then I found out that, maybe a year ago, a little over a year ago probably, him and his wife don't work. Neither one of them work. They live off of like disability and stuff. So they don't make a lot of money anyways. And even with the disability, they don't make crap. Somehow they were able to buy a house. And to afford that house, this is a small house too. It's two stories, the top story not being very big. You know, it's kind of like that typical, what do they call it? I don't even know what style architecture it is really. The house is from like the 30s and 40s type architecture. It does have a full basement. And, he does have some medical issues, but a lot of it is self-imposed as well. And he could work. It's not like he can't work. He can work. He just doesn't want to. But in order to afford their house, they have 2 boys that live with them. One of them doesn't work. One of them is special needs. So, I get it. Actually, I think the other one does actually have a job now. But they charge them rent to help pay for the mortgage. They invited one of their friends up from Arizona to live with them. And they charged him rent to help pay for it. It's like, you don't even have, one of their kids has to sleep on his place to stay is on the couch. And you still charge him rent. That's the only way they can afford it. So, their upstairs bathroom for, something happened to it, and so they have to do, something broke. I don't know what it is. So they have to do a remodel. In order to pay for it, they borrowed money from my mom. And it's like, my mom lives off of, paid, month to month off of Social Security. And you're borrowing money from her to remodel your bathroom when you very well could be working and paying for that. He is just such a big moocher. Have you say boring after a while? I feel the same way, but there's some people that don't. Basement dwellers, I guess, they just love playing video games. And he plays I don't know, I think he's probably more of a World of Warcraft guy. I know he does D&D as well. So he's not actually playing video games, he's doing role-playing too. He's playing D&D. But he has always been a huge moocher. That's just what he does. He tried to get my mom to move in with them as well, which my mom can't go up and down stairs. Their whole house is stairs. Just to get in the front door, you have to go up 6 stairs. And they wanted her to move in with them again so that they could get money from her to help pay for their house. And my mom, so and I guarantee there's ulterior motives of this. I got a message from them a while ago. It was like, your mom isn't showering or anything. And it's like, well, one, she can't get into the shower very easy. She does do like little like sponge baths all the time, but that's not good enough for them. They want her to shower. And they sent me a message like, if she doesn't shape up, we're gonna put her in a home. And I'm like, so the fact that she might need a little help, your immediate response is, we're gonna put her in a home. And I guarantee it's just so that they could probably mooch off of her bank account. Because then if they can justify that she can't take care of herself, then we can take control of her checking account. I guarantee that's what it is. And that's what I went off on them about, was, so your immediate reaction is, we're going to put her in a home. Because her house, she wasn't able to clean her house very well, all that kind of stuff. It's like, you could go over, you or your wife or your kid, like the special needs kid wouldn't be able to, but your other kid, like, you could just go over and help her out, like helping clean or whatever, for like an hour or 2 hours a week. And you wouldn't have to put her in a home. So your immediate reaction is, I'm just going to put her in a home. Like, no. I guarantee that it's more so that they can get control of her finances. Guarantee it. Because he was on her bank account probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago maybe. And between me and a couple of my mom's friends, like, we convinced her, like, you need to take him off of your bank account. And so she did. But it's like, if she just needs a little help every week, they have services for that. She can still live an independent lifestyle. Like, she can get around, she can get up from the bed or the chair or whatever and go use the restroom and all that. And she does, like I said, she gives herself a sponge bath. Probably not as often as she should, but she still does. I've never been there and been like, holy cow, you stink. It's like, I'm lucky if I get like, their idea is they think she should be showering every day. And it's like, nobody technically should be showering every day. Because then you're washing off all your natural oil, all that protection for your body. It's like, I'm lucky. Now, when I'm running every day, getting all sweaty and stuff, yeah, I shower when I can. Like, if I'm here in Helena, yeah, I shower every day. But if I'm even out in the van, living the van life, even when I'm getting like all super sweaty and everything, I'm lucky because I don't have a shower, I'm lucky if I give myself a little whore bath once every 3 days. One, mostly just because I have to conserve water. But it's like, nobody needs to shower every day. I mean, I would say most of the time some people do. Around here, do every other day, yeah. You're running those days, yeah. See, like I said, if I have, like, even here, if I have access, I shower every day. Like today, I'm definitely not getting sweaty, but I'll shower. I actually love showers. That way, I guess we're going this way. She started to go down the other trail, so I was like, oh, okay, we can go that way. this way. Where'd that other old lady go, though? Did she go this way? I wanted to avoid her. I don't see her anywhere. I can't see down the trail this way because of the damn trees. Which tells me that she probably is down this way. Because I can see pretty good that direction. I don't see anybody. My sunglasses are hard to see with. Now the sun is behind a cloud. No, she did go this way. Gosh dang it. Okay, I gotta scroll back because you're talking about shoes. You ended up buying new racing shoes? Vaporfly 4s. Ooh, nice. 350 bucks later, exactly. I know. At some point. My favorite daily, and this is all preference because a lot of people don't like super cushiony shoes. My favorite just like daily runner is the New Balance Rebels. I don't know what are they up to, like the Rebel 5s or Rebel 4s or something, like probably Rebel 5s, I know. Are my favorite just daily trainer because one, they're awesome for just your easy runs because they're so soft and cushiony. But two, they're so light that you could do tempo stuff with them. I love that shoe. In fact, that's what I'm actually wearing right now, even. And they're cheap. So you can, like, you know, you don't feel guilty about putting so many miles on them. Rebel 5s, yeah, I love them. I think that's what I have, actually. This is the Rebel 5s. Does it say on here? It's hard to see the tongue. Yeah, Rebel 5s. These are the Rebel 5s. Oh, you coming back to see me? She saw me bent over to look at my shoes. No, they're awesome for the price. And so what I did a while ago, like years ago, this is what I do all the time, is I kind of have an in, and I know when there's a new model getting ready to come out. One of my acquaintances is a, what are you chewing on? I don't even know if I want to know what you're chewing on, to be honest. It's probably poop or something. No, it looks like a stick. So I have an in because one of my people's I don't know if I would consider friend status, but somebody I know really well does shoe reviews and always gets the newest models of stuff. And so I know that this stuff is getting ready to be on sale. And so when I know they're getting ready to do the fuel cell 6s, the Rebel 6s, they will be on sale for like 90 bucks on at Running Warehouse. Now, sometimes they don't have my size. I'm a 10.5. But if they do, I buy like 2 or 3 pairs of them. And that's why I went from like the fuel cell Rebel 3s, because I bought like 5 pair of them. And then the next one I bought was the 5s because I ran out of the 3s after, oh geez, I had those 3s. They lasted, I bought those when I was still in DC. So that would have been at least 4 years ago. And it was well before I left DC. So it's probably five or 6 years ago is when I bought those. And they lasted up until about a year ago. And even that last pair, there was zero outsole left on it. It was like worn down to the midsole. And so that's what I do, is I wait for the stuff, because I don't need brand new stuff. I am not that type of, you know, except for, like, I did end up getting a pair of the Cascadia Elites, which is the trail racing shoe from Brooks, and that shoe is awesome. Kind of like what you just did with the Vaporflies. About that same amount of money, but definitely worth it. Oh, I love that shoe. Hopefully Nahri doesn't go and bug the old lady. She shouldn't, because she's going to want to go straight. Yep, she's going straight. My hands are freezing because this little bit of breeze is cold. I think it's because it's so humid. After all the rain we've gotten the last couple days, rain and snow, it is humid. I don't know what the high is supposed to be today, but if that's when that sun comes out, oh, it is hot. And so that's gonna be, then it'll be hot and humid. Oh, I need to get so much stuff done today. Get used to it before you race. Yeah, I agree. That's the best thing to do. That's kind of what I did with these Cascadia Trail, the Elites. Because my next race is in late October. And so I thought they would be perfect for that race. And so I wanted to make sure I like them first. So if I have to buy, try something else out, but there'll definitely be still plenty of life left in them for my race, even if I was to, do some long runs or whatever in that shoe. There's a new North Face shoe I want to try too. I really loved the what the heck was it called? The Vective Endurus 4s, I think. Really love that shoe. Trying to figure out what this person's doing up here. I might just go to the right. She definitely wants to go straight, but I don't want to. I want to avoid people. She's over there getting huffy with me, my dog. She's like, come on. She's making herself known loud enough that she wants to get her way. I don't really want to walk towards this lady. But she is getting huffy. Probably buy some in a couple of weeks. Want them before June, yeah. Okay, fine. We're not going up that way though. Let's walk over this way. Dang, all the people, all the construction people, utility workers down in the lower parking lot. There are tons of people up here. The upper parking lot too. All right, come on. All right, we're going this way. We're going this way. Yeah. There you go. Good girl. Person's walking off trail. Looks like she's on a mission, so maybe she's doing some sort of research or something. So Nahri does not need to bother. You may go back to Fleet Feet. Anymore, it's, well, I don't know, maybe, probably up where you're at, it's not the same, but like around here, or like even down in like Arizona and stuff, it's hard to find an outlet mall that even still has any stores still open. It's like even here, well, I mean, the closest one to here is, I think, well, it's shut down now, but it was the one in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Was the closest one here. But it's like, even here in Helena, we used to have a mall. We don't anymore. Everything moved out and they completely tore them all down now. And now there's like a, I don't know, like a hospital and a bank and a Taco Bell, all that, and just this huge ass parking lot now. But yeah, it's like, how would a mall not work in Helena, Montana, when in the wintertime it's -40? So you're telling me people would rather just drive all around town to different locations around town and have to get out of their vehicle and then go inside and then come back out and then go inside. Oh, Nahri is having so much fun. She's having so much fun. Hello. She's having so much fun. That's right. You can go play if you want. No? Okay. She was just having fun chasing. She usually likes to be chased, but for some reason there, she was having fun just chasing that other dog, which is funny because she was way faster than that other dog. She was just running just fast enough to, you know, to stay about 4 feet behind. Downtown, but outside of PFJ's, there's nothing there. All but abandoned. Yeah, it's just weird. Like, you still see malls more in the south than you do, which I guess that kind of makes sense too, because, you know, it's 110 degrees in the summertime. You'd rather be in nice air conditioning space, but I don't know, it just seems weird to me. And the cool thing about, like, say Minneapolis, you get down at the heck is that street called? I don't remember what it's called now. They don't have like a mall, but all of their shops and buildings are connected by sky bridges. So you still don't have to go outside in the, you know, -40 degree temperatures. You can just wander from building to building in a climate controlled sky bridge. Oh, you found your bone again from the other day? She's like, yep, right where I put it. That's it. Yeah, see, our Macy's here wasn't even in the mall. It was out on this other little shopping area, like a strip mall. Our Macy's here shut down like 8 years ago, probably. The funny thing is, in our mall, the very last thing that left was the Dillards. And Dillard's were like shutting down all over the US for the longest time, but the one here did well. And so it kept open until the very end when they finally like, well, I mean, to be honest, a lot of why our mall failed here is the person that owned it was not managing everything properly because he was trying to drive a lot of the stores out so that he could sell it off to a developer and make more money. And so he was like, you know, jacking up rates and not fixing things and all that kind of stuff just to try and get people to leave. But that Dillard store, they were hanging on like freaking fingernails on the door jamb, like, nope, we're not leaving. And then like the one in Bozeman, that used to be one of the best. It wasn't huge, but it was one of the best malls to go to in the state. And now they're taking and changing and tearing it down and making it more of like the little quad strip mall type thing. And it's like, why did you do that? It used to be nice. Like my favorite thing to do, because at the very end of it was a Barnes and Noble. And my favorite thing would be to go to the food court, eat some lunch, walk around, do whatever. They had an old school arcade in there, which was fun. And then walk down to Barnes and Noble and get like a coffee or something out of there. Yeah, Amazon does have a lot to do with things. This old lady's still just, yeah, she is just standing there. It's like, go inside. I have a dog that I want to not have to, oh, doesn't matter. Somebody else is just showing up right now anyway, so doesn't matter. Unless your malls are being changed to some outdoor store, apartment, and entertainment. Yeah, see, that's exactly what a lot of the Bozeman's kind of turning into. DC was that way too. Or at least the Crystal City area where I was at. Well, Crystal City, Pentagon City, was that way. Now there was a nice mall there too, but they were tearing down a lot of the old buildings and then doing that same model. And the funny thing is, you're just talking about Amazon, that's like 2 blocks away from where the new Amazon headquarters is at. Oh, Nahri. No jumping. Sorry about that. I think she actually, Nahri, get over here. Nahri. Nahri. There you go. Thank you. She sprinted around. I didn't want her to knock down the old people on the other side. Yeah, so where I lived was actually like 2 blocks away from where they were putting in the new Amazon headquarters building. I got to watch them building it the whole time I lived there. And then because of that, the rent, holy cow, it went up so much. Like when I moved out, so I had just a tiny little studio apartment and I was paying something like $1,900. I think it was $1,900 a month, and this was like a tiny like studio apartment in a huge ass building. There was like, I don't know, I want to say like 3,000 people that lived in that building. And when I left, because I was locked into a 2-year lease, so when I left, because of Amazon moving, no, you just had your mouth on something gross. We're not doing that. Because of Amazon headquarters coming in there, the lease for mine went up to $2,400. And I was talking to, like, all of my friends that lived there have since moved out. Well, 2 of them moved to Florida even, because they were old, so they were just wanted to go down there to retire. But one of my friends there, they had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. So one of the bigger apartments. And it was $2,800 a month. And then when they moved out, they were jacking the price of that up to $3,900. And this is like an old apartment building. This is like, something from the 1970s, I think it was built. 1,900 a month is insane, yeah. It is. But I mean, I look at it and like my apartment here, or my condo here, it's just apartment, but my apartment here, I was charging $900 a month, and that's cheap. And it's just a little single bedroom, 1 bath, 500 square foot condo, and I was charging $900 a month. Although Montana's getting very expensive. Yeah, I've heard Indy is actually one of the cheapest places right now to live in the U.S. Everybody thinks about Montana being super cheap, and it's not. It is so expensive. It's actually rated as one of the most expensive places to live. And the vast majority of that is because of all the Californians buying property up here. And so it is just jacked up, the prices, especially down by Bozeman. And now, like, one of the places that's growing exponentially is Columbia Falls, because it's close to Whitefish, and Whitefish has gotten expensive. So you take Bozeman, who used to be the fastest growing area in the state. The average home in Bozeman, which I don't even know how this is true. It's probably because there's a bunch of townhomes, like big, huge subdivisions with just townhomes that have been created, like multifamily buildings. That's the only way this makes sense, because the average house in Bozeman is $890,000. The average house now in Whitefish is $1.3 million. Now, put that into context. You go down to Big Sky, which is like 30 miles away from Bozeman, which is why Bozeman's so expensive. And the average home in Big Sky is like $3.5 million, so it makes sense. But even the average home here in Helena now, which used to be one of the cheaper places in Montana, the average home here is like $420,000. Paid $85,000 for yours. I paid $95,000 for my small little condo back in 2018 here. But yeah, so it's crazy. I can chat and drive. No, I better stop my watch. There we go. We didn't quite get 1.9 miles is all we got. But hopefully that was enough for her to at least not be such a butthead. That's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Dang! With a pool that you don't use. Yeah. Pools are, I've heard, I don't know, but I've heard pools, kind of like hot tubs, pools are like expensive to maintain. Like, people don't think about it. They just think, oh, you're just putting a bunch of water in it and you're good, and that's not the case. So I got where my mom lives up in Great Falls. Even the house is up there, and it's definitely a cheap place to live. And if you know Great Falls, you know why. But it's like, I think even the houses up there are like $250,000, like the average. I think you can get a pretty good fixer-upper for cheap, which I thought about doing just so my mom has a place, but Oh, I'm so tired. So tired. We're gonna have to get some sort of caffeine. I don't know what. I wonder if we should run to the grocery store. Because do I even have anything? I mean, I have stuff to eat for lunch. I don't need anything, but I do need some sort of caffeine because I don't have any. I have like coffee, and coffee does not sound good. In the pool. See, Nahri would love that. She loves to chase ducks. All I think of, there's a house that I drive by on the way to the gym that has tons of, never been a coffee person. I love my coffee. There's a house that has like 30 chickens and like tons of ducks and some turkeys and some geese, all sorts of things. They pull summer nice. And every time I drive by it, I just think of that old meme, or that old vine, I guess I should call it. Look at all them chickens. Which isn't exactly the same context because there actually are chickens, because in the vine it's like all these ducks, and that's what made me think of it, because it's all there's like 1,000 ducks out there, and this little girl, look at all them chickens. 2 or 3 little ducklings. I don't feel like going to the store. I don't need anything. God dang, it's almost 11 o'clock. That's crazy. What's this guy doing? He looks like he's trying to run. Some old guy that he looks like he's running, or he looks like he's trying to run maybe, but it, how do I say this? It looks like he's speed walking, but I think he's trying to run, I think is how to say it. Chickens in the backyard. I know Helena here has, they allow you to have chickens, in like the city ordinance allows you to have chickens, but it has to be like, there's like stipulations on it. And then if they do end up making like a lot of noise and they're a nuisance and your neighbors complain, then you have to get rid of them. As long as they can prove that it's like a nuisance, you know. Like if you had 4 or 5 roosters that are being super noisy at 4 o'clock in the morning, then yeah, you're gonna have to get rid of them. So most people that do have urban chickens here in town, urban, even though I would never call Helena urban, none of them usually have roosters. They just have chickens, just to get eggs. Bought them to have eggs, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's all anybody here in town has them for, is just to have fresh eggs. Like, I'd love to have chickens. That's the only reason why I kind of want to buy a place, is to have chickens, so I can have fresh eggs all the time. And a couple goats for milk. Even though I'm not a huge fan of goat milk, cost per, I don't know what you call it, like cost per gallon, I guess, for goat milk versus like cow milk is crazy. Like, it is way more efficient to raise goats for milk than it is for cows. Fresh eggs are nice if you want to raise chickens, yeah. You just gotta have, like, that's what's nice about like a lot of the places here in Montana. We have so many grasshoppers and bugs and whatever else, because we're considered a high alpine desert, really. And so where there is like greener grass and stuff like that, they just explode. Especially around here, like in the Helena area or up by Great Falls, the grasshoppers are just crazy. So then if you have chickens, like, they thrive without really having, you don't have to buy feed for them or anything. They do well just, you know, being free range chickens. Figured school was out because I saw so many kids in the downtown area this morning before we left, but this high school is definitely still going on, which was crazy thinking that school was out, because I went, like, our last day of school was always the first week of June. Yet these last like 4 days I have seen so many freaking kids everywhere. Maybe they're college kids and I'm just so old that they look like, the college kids nowadays look like a lot younger than they are. Maybe that's what it is. Because like the 4 kids I saw when we were sitting at the light this morning to drive over here that were walking downtown by my condo, they look like they were freaking like 12 years old. And here they're really probably college kids. Because our college is out. I know that for sure. Yeah, I have summer classes at IU. The campus is almost empty. Like, there's nobody. I think they have a couple summer classes up here at this college, and it's not a very big college. It's a private college, very niche. Like, I think total enrollment is probably like 3,000 kids at this college. It's a private Catholic college, but there is like nobody there. Like, usually the street is parking down this street we're on right now is usually packed because there's no parking hardly at all on the campus. There's 2 lots, and in order to park there you have to pay, you know, monthly fee or whatever to park there. So everybody just parks on the side of on this street. Yeah, they're gonna have a longer walk to class, but you're not paying, you know, $100 a month or whatever to have a parking permit. But like, even right here, this is the like, it's the gym, the indoor stadium, and then they have like a student union, not really union, like they have a climbing wall, you know, like a student activity center, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Fitness center. The football stadium's right here, and there's like 3 cars in the parking lot. And then here's a residential, like a dorm, and the parking lot for it is on the backside. But from what I could see, there was like 4 cars there. But there is at least, I mean, there's probably 20 vehicles on there, so there's got to be some people doing something. I'd love to be able to go back to college, and I have my VA GI Bill still available to use, and I almost went back to college. I just love learning, and I almost went back to college, and I just, because of like when it started, I was getting ready to go to Europe, and it just wasn't going to work. How large the middle and high school kids were. Well, I feel the same. You look like you're 12 years old and you're 2 inches taller than me. Like, what the hell? What are they feeding these kids nowadays? Because I've always been, you know, I'm above average on height, and I grew up that way. I was never like the super tall kid, but I was definitely taller than most, because I'm 6 foot tall, and I'm like short compared to kids nowadays. But I did see a graph also, or like a, not really a graph, a statistical map of the U.S. yesterday actually, and they had like the average height of just total population, not just kids or men or women or whatever, just total population, and the average height in Montana is one of the tallest in the US, which is crazy because you never hear of any pro basketball players coming from Montana. You have a few every now and then, but not a lot. But our average height is above average, like way above average, one of the highest in the US. Protein infused everything and tons of carbs, apparently, yeah. Okay, play it cool. Play it cool, everybody. See, there's a kid right there. I guess they could be college. I don't know. They definitely don't look like they are. Oh, there's the tour train. If you ever come to Helena, Montana, you got to do the train. It's actually really cool and a lot of fun. And it's really not as expensive. It's like 20 bucks, I want to say. And you get to ride around on this old, like, train that they converted to have tires and stuff. It's like an old trolley train. This guy's blocking the whole entrance to the parking lot, but that's okay. I got big tires, so I can just jump the curb. Oh, this person's parked in my spot. KK Swan, why are you in my spot? I have to park in either this spot or the spot next to me so that I can shoot my internet into my window, which is directly across the way from me. Dorm food, burgers, and deli sandwiches, hardly anything out. Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, I can't, like, yeah, every once a month, me and my roommate in college, because we'd get like our stipend or whatever, we would go down to Arby's. And that's still when Arby's had, like, the Arby's melts and the ham and cheese melts were $1. Now they're like $3.50 or something like that. And they're not even as big. But you could go and just get one for $1. And so we'd take a $20 bill and we'd go in there and we'd get like 10 Arby's melts and 10 ham and cheese melts for $20, and then we would just put them in our fridge. And yeah, I mean, are we chancing probably getting sickness when they've been in there for a week? Probably, but that would last us for a week. That way we still go to the dining facility, but the dining facility I had was actually really good. They did a really good job. And this is down in Bozeman, so it makes sense. But 5 for $5 deals were going on. Yep. And Nahri's like, are we going in? Yeah, everything has gotten so small and more expensive. It's like, this is stupid. Okay, well, we're gonna go inside now. I'm gonna take this off and hope my phone doesn't. There we go. I gotta leave that in here. And yeah, we're gonna go inside. I might take another nap because I am so freaking tired. After I make at least one of my phone calls I have to make. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Maybe I'll see you guys tonight if I get the ambition to actually do something a little bit longer tonight. Wow, these clouds are getting grayer, and it's supposed to be breaking up and getting nicer throughout the day. That one looks dark. God dang. But yeah, we're gonna go. Bye everyone, love y'all. I will see you guys whenever. Yeah, you have a good rest of the day too. We're going. Might be tomorrow morning, who knows. Bye everyone, love y'all.